The fascinating world of bees has played a pivotal role in shaping our society since the ancient times. To be specific, the honeybees are a vital necessity for honey production. Their captivating nature has been of great significance in human civilization. In this video, we will highlight the western honeybees as the most prominent and widely domesticated species known for its exceptional honey production capabilities. The social structure of honeybee colonies will be explored in detail. This will include the queen bee, worker bees, and drones. The cost of honey production include the hard work of worker bees and the death of drones. The tragic fate of drones soon comes after mating, as their reproductive organs detach, leading to their ultimate demise. The crucial tasks performed by worker bees includes foraging, trophallaxis, wax comb construction, and honey ripening. This is what it takes from generation to generation for honey to be produced. Nature's tiny architects harmonize the world with their intricate dance, orchestrating the sweet symphony of life. When we think of bees, honey is all that rings into our minds. Many of us do not have the knowledge of what course of nature takes for honey to be produced. To quickly understand, this video will start with the background and the popularity of honey. With its golden hue and delightful sweetness, honey holds a captivating place in the annals of human history. Its story can be traced back to our early ancestors, who, while foraging for sustenance, stumbled upon the tantalizing gift of honey. This serendipitous encounter proved to be a transformative moment, as they realized the value of this delectable substance. The collection of honey swiftly became an integral part of human survival, providing a reliable and energy-dense food source. Early human civilizations recognized honey's remarkable properties and its potential as a valuable commodity, leading to the development of beekeeping practices. Over time, humans cultivated a deep appreciation for the intricate world of bees, the tireless architects of honey. Bees are captivating creatures that belong to the insect order Hymenoptera and the superfamily Apoidea. Across the globe, a staggering diversity of thousands of bee species can be found, each exhibiting unique behaviors and adaptations. However, among the vast array of bee species, one stands out as the most prominent and widely domesticated: the western honeybee. Its scientific name is Apis mellifera. From native to Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, the western honeybee has been intricately woven into human civilization through deliberate introductions into various parts of the world. This remarkable bee species has thrived under the care and stewardship of beekeepers, establishing vibrant colonies in different climates and ecosystems. The western honeybee possesses distinct characteristics that make it an ideal honey producer, including a highly organized social structure, an unwavering commitment to foraging, and the remarkable ability to convert flower nectar into the beloved substance we know as honey. The intricate dance of the Western honeybee colony unfolds within a well-defined hierarchy. At the heart of the colony resides the queen bee, whose sole purpose is reproduction. Her presence ensures the continuity of the hive by laying eggs that give rise to the next generation of bees. Surrounding the queen are numerous female worker bees, tirelessly tending to the hive's needs. These industrious workers undertake a multitude of tasks, from constructing and maintaining the hive to foraging for nectar and pollen. Their foraging expeditions play a crucial role in honey production. As they visit flowers, they collect nectar, which they store in a special honey stomach. Back at the hive, the nectar is regurgitated and enzymatically transformed into honey, a process that involves evaporation and the introduction of enzymes to break down complex sugars. This remarkable alchemy results in the creation of honey, a cherished food source for both bees and humans alike. They are known for their highly organized social structure, which is made up of the queen, worker bees, and drones. Next, we have bumblebees, known for their robust bodies and gentle buzzing sounds. Bumblebees are excellent pollinators, capable of vibrating their flight muscles to release pollen from flowers. Their fuzzy bodies make them efficient collectors and distributors of pollen, vital for plant reproduction. Unlike honeybees and bumblebees, solitary bees do not form colonies. They lead independent lives, with each female building her own nest and providing for her offspring. Solitary bees are incredibly diverse in size, color, and nesting habits. To understand the solitary bees more, imagine this is John. John gets Mary pregnant together with his friends. They all disappear and leaves Mary alone to take care of her children. In the case of bees, John and his friends do not disappear willingly, as their fate will be analyzed later in this video. Now, let's focus on the honey bees, which are the most common type of bees on the planet Earth. The queen bees, as the name suggests, are the leader of the honeybees colony. They are the only sexually developed female and are responsible for reproduction. They are also the largest bees in the colony, measuring about 20 to 25% larger than worker bees. This size difference helps the worker bees identify the queen bees easily and differentiate her from the other bees. They have the longest lifespan among all honeybees, living up to 5 years, whereas worker bees live for only a few weeks. Contrary to popular belief, queen bees do not control their hive by giving orders or commands. Their influence is primarily through the release of pheromones, which regulate the behavior of the other bees in the colony. They have a unique gland called the mandibular gland, which produces a substance known as queen pheromone. This pheromone helps maintain harmony and order within the hive by inhibiting the development of other potential queen bees and influencing the behavior of worker bees. The struggles and sacrifices behind millions of bees just to give 1 liter of honey is underrated by most of us. More than 10,000 beehives are burnt daily across the globe. To us, of course, it's not a big deal. But to the bee society, it's like burning your entire house with family members inside, just to obtain the honey. Bees have a rich and storied history dating back thousands of years. In fact, they have been a subject of fascination and admiration for humans since ancient times. Cave paintings discovered in Africa and Spain suggest that our ancestors were well aware of the significance of these buzzing insects. However, no ancestor was stung to confirm the existence of the bees during those days. There is a vast array of bee species that inhabit our planet. Bees are a diverse group, with over 20,000 known species worldwide. They can be found in various habitats, ranging from forests to deserts, and even in urban environments. It is revealed that bees can even be found on parliamentary houses of various countries globally. Bees are also of great significance in spiritual manifestation. The allusion of Exodus 23:28 that states, "I will send the hornet of bees ahead of you to drive the enemies out of your way," was once experienced in Africa, eastern parts, a country named Kenya. On September 20, 2017, bees attacked political supporters in the nation who were outside the Supreme Court, where 5 judges were reading out the detailed Supreme Court ruling nullifying the presidential poll. As observed, it seems that the spiritual illusion is in action, and the God is the savior of the 5 judges through the manipulation of bees. Among the numerous species, the most well-known are honeybees, bumblebees, and solitary bees. Each type of bee possesses unique characteristics and plays a distinct role in the ecosystem. Honeybees are the most social bee species that form complex colonies. They are recognized for their remarkable ability to produce honey, which has been cherished by humans for centuries. They do not have a stinger. Unlike worker bees and drones, queen bees lack the necessary anatomy to sting. Are her ability to lay eggs and maintain the stability and productivity of the colony. The queen bee's primary role is reproduction. No offense, but just like most girlfriends in human relationships, queen bees mate with several drones, which are the male bees, during a single mating flight, and then stores their sperm in a specialized organ called the spermatheca. They can use this stored sperm to fertilize eggs for the rest of their lives. During this flight, they may mate with several drones, storing their sperm in her spermatheca for future use. Once the queen returns to her hive, she typically remains there for the rest of her life and focuses on laying eggs to maintain the colony. She does not engage in individual sexual interactions with other bees after her mating flight. The stored sperm from the mating flight is used to fertilize eggs throughout her life as she lays eggs, allowing her to produce offspring without mating again. It seems like the queen bee enjoys the rest of her life at the expense of the worker bees, which are female bees, as they do not engage in sexual reproduction. They are sterile and have underdeveloped reproductive organs. Drones, on the other hand, exist solely for the purpose of mating with queens, and do not play a role in the day-to-day functioning of the hive. Sexual activity is scrumptious, and all people love it so much. This applies to the honeybees, and to the queen bees in particular. During her mating flight, a queen bee can mate with anywhere from a few to more than 20 drones on average. The exact number depends on various factors, including the availability of drones in the vicinity, weather conditions, and the queen's own preferences. However, it's important to note that not all queens mate with the same number of drones. Some may mate with only a few, while others may mate with a larger number, just like the case with human beings. Interestingly, queen bees have the ability to control the sex of their offspring. When they fertilize an egg with stored sperm, they can choose whether they will develop into a worker bee female or a drone male by controlling the amount of sperm they releases. Mostly, a beehive consists of only one queen bee. In some instances, however, it may have multiple bees coexisting peacefully. This phenomenon is known as queen polygyny. It occurs when the colony is exceptionally large, or when the workers fail to remove old queens during the superseda process, resulting in multiple queens sharing the responsibility of reproduction. The worker bees decide who to replace the queen bee. They create a new queen by selecting a young larva and feeding it a special diet called royal jelly. This exclusive diet triggers the development of reproductive organs and transforms the larva into a queen bee. Royal jelly is a nutrient-rich secretion produced by worker bees. It is a glandular secretion that is fed exclusively to the queen bee larvae. and helps stimulate their development into reproductive queens. Worker bees produce royal jelly from their hypopharyngeal glands located in their heads. They feed this jelly to all bee larvae during the first few days of their development. However, to develop a queen bee, the larvae selected for queen rearing are given an abundant supply of royal jelly throughout their entire development. It is believed that the most beautiful worker bee is selected to become the queen bee by the drones. The royal jelly serves as a powerful growth stimulant for the queen bee larvae. It contains essential proteins, vitamins, sugars, and hormones that trigger the development of reproductive organs in the larvae. This exclusive diet of royal jelly enables the larvae to grow into fully fertile queen bees with functional ovaries, unlike worker bees whose reproductive organs are underdeveloped. When a queen bee becomes old or starts to decline in productivity, the worker bees may decide to replace her. Drones. In a honey bee colony, the primary role of male bees, or the drones, is to mate with queen bees from other colonies. Their sole purpose is to contribute their genetic material to future generations of bees. Drones do not participate in tasks such as foraging, nest maintenance, or feeding the brood like worker bees do. They are larger and stouter than worker bees, with large eyes that help them navigate and find queens during mating flights. Unlike worker bees, drone bees do not possess a stinger, rendering them unable to defend the hive or themselves against predators. Their main purpose is reproductive rather than defensive. Drones are produced by the colony during certain times of the year when the colony is well established and resources are abundant, usually in spring or early summer, when the colony is preparing to swarm or when a new queen needs to be mated. Once their reproductive duty is fulfilled, drones may be expelled from the hive by the worker bees as resources become scarce. Drones are raised from unfertilized eggs, which means they only have a mother, which is the queen, and no father. They undergo a development process similar to that of worker bees, but with a slightly longer pupal stage. When a queen bee becomes sexually mature, she will take one or more mating flights outside the hive to seek drones from other colonies. These mating flights typically occur in specific locations called drone congregation areas d.c. as closing bracket. They act as bees' own kind of accommodation and Airbnb. Drones from various colonies gather in d.c.as, waiting for virgin queens to fly by. The drones compete for the opportunity to mate with a queen during these flights. Once a drone successfully mates with a queen, he dies shortly. This is the reason why most drones strive as much as possible to get a virgin, since death is assured. However, very high percentage of drones die without the virgin they hoped, since one queen bee mates with an average of 20 drones. That means out of the 20 drones that will die, only one will have a virgin. The remaining 19 can only have brand new second-hand virgins. In the world of bees, the fate of drones after mating is quite different from that of humans, like John and his friends in the story that I had told you earlier on getting Mary impregnated and disappearing for a lifetime. While John and his friends don't vanish willingly, it's fortunate that they won't contract infections like AIDS after meeting with Mary. Well, it's not that bees have protected sex. This is because there is no time for transmissions. Unfortunately, the lives of drones take a rather tragic turn after mating with queen bees. Once a drone mates with a queen, his reproductive organ becomes detached from his body, leading to his untimely demise. This is because the drone's reproductive organs have barbs, which become stuck in the queen's reproductive tract during the act of mating. Consequently, the drone's internal organs are torn away, sealing his fate and bringing his life to a swift end. It is like a nut of a life in the bee society, where satisfactory sex is the most common feared cause of deaths than infections. To honor the deaths of her accomplishments and many body count, the queen bee stores the sperm from the successful mattings in her spermatheca, where they will be used to fertilize eggs throughout her life as she lays eggs for the colony. Worker bees play a vital role in the honey bee colony, contributing to various tasks that ultimately lead to the formation of honey. These industrious female bees carry out a range of functions, each crucial for the survival and productivity of the hive. One of the primary roles of worker bees is foraging for nectar and pollen. They venture out from the hive, flying from flower to flower, collecting nectar using their long proboscis. As they land on flowers, they use their hairy bodies and specialized structures like pollen baskets on their hind legs to gather pollen. Pollen serves as a protein source for the colony and is essential for the development of brood. Once worker bees collect nectar and pollen, they return to the hive. They undergo a process called trophallaxis, where they regurgitate and pass the collected nectar to other worker bees, This exchange of food helps distribute nutrients throughout the colony, ensuring that all members, including the developing larvae and the queen, receive nourishment. Within the hive, worker bees also construct and maintain the wax comb, which serves as the framework for storing honey, pollen, and brood. They use special wax glands on their abdomen to produce wax, which they mold into hexagonal cells. These cells serve as storage units for honey production. Worker bees are responsible for transforming nectar into honey through a process known as ripening. After depositing nectar into cells, worker bees fan their wings to evaporate excess moisture from the nectar. This reduces its water content, increasing its sugar concentration. The process continues until the nectar reaches an optimal moisture level, converting it into thick, sticky honey. To preserve honey, worker bees have the cells with wax. This protective seal prevents moisture from entering and keeps the honey fresh and stable for long-term storage. The honey serves as a valuable food source for the colony during times of scarcity, such as winter or periods when nectar is scarce. Worker bees also undertake important tasks like tending to the brood, cleaning and defending the hive, regulating temperature and ventilation, and communicating important information through intricate dances. After a worker bee completes its tasks of feeding the queen and producing honey, its role within the colony evolves. The next stage in a worker bee's life is typically focused on foraging for nectar, pollen, and water. These bees venture out from the hive, navigating through the surrounding environment in search of floral resources. They utilize their exceptional sense of smell and vision to locate and collect these vital supplies. Worker bees diligently gather nectar, which they store in their honey stomachs for transport back to the hive. Along with pollen, these valuable resources sustain the colony by providing nutrition and serving as ingredients for honey production and brood development. This cycle continues until the worker bee's lifespan naturally comes to an end. In the intricate world of honeybee colonies, each member, from drones to queen bees to worker bees, plays a critical role in the production of honey. Drones, despite their short lives, fulfill the important duty of mating with queen bees, ensuring the continuation of the colony. Queen bees, with their reproductive capabilities, lay the foundation for a thriving hive. However, it is the tireless efforts of the worker bees that truly bring about the final honey production. From foraging for nectar and pollen, constructing and maintaining the comb, ripening the nectar into honey, and performing numerous other tasks, the collective contributions of worker bees are indispensable. Together, these fascinating creatures collaborate harmoniously, highlighting the interdependence and essential role of every bee in the remarkable journey towards the creation of honey. Don't forget to hit the like button if you loved this documentary, and also the subscription button to subscribe and get updated with our latest uploads. You can also read more in the description to support our work.